last week we got a call, and we were actually talking about something else, but a guy in the middle of the call, near the end of the call, a listener named Jordan said, hey, by the way, I was on FanDuel, and Dan Campbell was 200 to 1 to win NFL Coach of the Year, so I put $10 down on it, hoping to win $2,000. We're like, wow, it's actually not a bad bet. Because Dan Campbell checked a lot of boxes that would go towards winning Coach of the Year. And I've always been shocked at when like Nick Saban wins a Coach of the Year award and you see it's only the second time he's done it or the first time he's done it or Belichick or whatever. And these guys, they've won them. Don't get me wrong. They have won them, but you always think, well, they're always got the best teams. How come they don't win it every year? And it's because a lot of times these awards go to the coach that took a team that not much or nothing was expected of and takes them to great heights. And so you don't have to necessarily win a championship. If you're expected to win 5 games and you win 10, you become a strong candidate for Coach of the Year. So we met, Jordan mentioned that on the air, and I immediately, my FanDuel app, logged on and put $1 down, as one would do, and thought, that's worth $1. And they went out and won. Well, not only that, I shouldn't even say, and then they went out and won. Within 20 minutes, he went from 200 to 1 to 100 to 1. And by the end of the show, he was 50 to 1.
Yeah, people kept texting us, hey, I can't get 200 to 1. He's off the board right now because they're redoing the odds. Then when it came back on, it was like 150 to 1 or 100 to 1. And then 50. And as time went on during the show, the odds just kept getting worse or better depending which way you're looking at it. And people couldn't get the same 200. This is within one show.
This is it was the second half of a show even.
Yeah.
We drove the odds.
The people out there.
It's the people. You guys really leaned into it, man. And
we did this.
We did
all
this.
of us.
We did this collectively as a group. And I remember counting up when he was 201, he was like the 17th favorite to win Coach of the Year.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Yeah, and we're like, actually, this is kind of a good value play. And he's now 12 to 1 and is the second favorite behind Nick Sirianni of the Philadelphia Eagles. But Campbell is tied with Robert Saleh. And again, these are two coaches that took teams that not much was expected of, and they're both battling to go to the playoffs. And they both kind of, to get it done, kind of need a win this Sunday. So Saleh, the coach of the Jets, they're on the outside looking in, right? They just got knocked out, correct?
Are they loitering?
They're loitering.
You see that graphic?
They're loitering.
They replaced In the Hunt with loitering. It was hilarious.
Who did that? Seriously?
Yeah,
Somebody did
NBC.
That's pretty funny. The Jets are 7-6, which is tied with New England for the last playoff spot, but they lose tiebreakers. New England wins a tiebreaker over the Jets based on a head-to-head win percentage. And the Chargers also 7-6 win the tiebreaker over the Jets based on win percentage in conference games. So Jets are loitering on the outside looking in. And the Lions are also loitering a game and a half out of the last playoff spot. Anyway, the winner of that game takes a step forward and maybe gets a bit of a leg up on Coach of the Year.
Yeah, sole possession of second.
For Coach of the Year, yeah. Kyle Meinke, beat writer for the Lions, tweeted out the following. The Lions were always building towards 2023. This is a link to a story he wrote on MLive. Lions were always building towards 2023 and beyond. This year was always about next year. But the rebuild has arrived early, and the future looks brighter than ever. For that, Dan Campbell should be among the favorites for Coach of the Year. Well, he is. Now, thanks to you crazies out there, which is... It's hard to believe how far they have come. This is the same year that an owner publicly went to bat for the coach. Said, hey, we believe in this guy. The thing that people think is the curse and the kiss of death, when the owner publicly backs you, people say, oh, there it is, a kiss of death. The owner publicly backed him, and here he is, 7-8 weeks later, near the top of the list for NFL Coach of the Year. Now, is that because we went crazy here in Detroit, or does he actually deserve it? He actually deserves it. The 201 thing was ridiculous.
Well, it was predicated, though, even when Jordan called in and said, hey, guys, Dan Campbell's 200 to 1 right now to win the Coach of the Year. I think if he wins out and they get close to making the playoffs, this might be a good value bet. So they had already started to get better, right? They're already playing better. But he was also seeing the future as, hey, if they continue to win, this is a good value. They've won another game. They won against the Vikings, a really, with a good record, right? At the least, you could say about the Vikings. They got a good record. Then everyone's like, wait a second. He does have a chance at Coach of the Year, and then the money starts pouring in before that. And so, this is legit. You're right, Doug. It's the same year where, you know why the owner had to come out and say something about his job security?
Yeah.
It's because that's how bad the team was.
They were that bad.
This year. That they had to come out and be like, yeah, I believe in him. We're staying the course. And then within the same year, they flipped the script completely.
So the story that Kyle Mankey wrote links to a Q&A. Where fans send in questions, and one of the fans said if they went out as Dan Campbell a Coach of the Year, and Kyle Mankey makes his case, and he says they've gone from the worst team in the league to one of the NFL's hottest. If they were to win out, that would be a 9-1 finish from a team that was coming off back-to-back seasons where they were dead last before starting this one, 1-6 too. They're also doing it with a quarterback that was left for dead by Los Angeles and a defense that is starting 4 rookies. Campbell probably needs 3 or 4 more wins to edge out Nick Sirianni, whose team has lost just once all year. But if they do it, Campbell can start carving out a spot for the trophy on his mantle. Now, I don't know. I mean, does Dan Campbell care about this? Is he coaching for this? Probably not. I can't. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy, and nor do I think it's a cool bullet point on your resume. It certainly helps with job security. It helps if you're ever looking for a job. Hey, this guy was once Coach of the Year. But I would imagine it's way down his list of priorities.